Evening. This is Mo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com. Hendo, Moten, Dominique Bonds in the building. What is good? It is October the 6th, 2021.
Damn.
Who was born today, sir?
Well, I get the whole government name.
I know, Lord. That's
Guys have it.
that's some evil villain stuff. They be doing stuff like that. But today's birthdays, we got Richard Seymour, former Ranger great Darren Oliver, the great Tony Dungy, the great Rebecca Lobo, and turning 21 years old today. You know, even with all the everything with his coach. Happy birthday to our boy Trevor Lawrence.
You know, the funny thing about Trevor Lawrence, we was watching him on that. What was that show called, Dom? The QB show they be showing? Where
I forgot the name of it. I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is only 21. Jeez.
21.
Wow.
See, that's the hope that you get as a player to not redshirt, play your 3 years. He'll be eligible for his second big contract at 25.
Yeah.
Yes.
24 years old. So, yeah, well played.
Yep.
Well,
Everybody ain't gonna be there.
Only thing,
over and under. Is he on the Jaguars by age 30?
No,
none
of them.
By his own choice. Yes, because I think that the second deal he gets will be one of those 5-year deals that'll take him to 30. Then he's got a decision to make because he'll have service time to be able to like avoid franchise tags. And because we got a 10-year CBA right now. So, you know, there won't be any negotiating out of like whatever the franchise player rules are. Go ahead, Mo.
One thing real quick about Trevor Lawrence. He has not lost 4 games in high school and in college. He has now lost 4 games in a row in the NFL.
Man,
well,
they have the wow.
Yes, you pass.
Now his hair like his coaches.
He got to cut his hair.
Go to break.
We'll be back. NFL Week 4 recap. NFL Week 5 preview. This is Mo Sports Talk.
Earl Johnson just was. Murray to throw. And fires for Hopkins. DeAndre Hopkins has it. Goes out of bounds around the 45-yard line.
Kyler Murray's arm is, but there's some really nice touch. Watch him drop it over the top here with David Long underneath. Eyes back on the quarterback and just drops it right over the top.
Quick snap. Murray, quick throw. And spinning out of it is Hopkins to the Ram 45. Let's get a quick game break. He lost 2. Murray from the pocket and open is Hopkins inside the 40. Came back to get the football. Creating a 3rd down, and they're going to the line. They need about a yard. Connor, and again, Rondale Moore in the backfield with him. And Moore trying to turn the corner and show off that speed, run out of bounds. Murray well protected, going deep for Hopkins, and juggling, incomplete. Jalen Ramsey was working with him.
His name is Rondale.
Rondale Moore.
Rondale.
That sounds like a 2000s like cornerback for real.
Or a 90s character on the Black movie.
And how do you spell it? With 2 N's and 2 L's?
The Wood, starring Rondale Moore.
Sprung 2 with Rondale and Joe Torre.
Actually, he seems like a character from this Eva show on BET Plus.
All right, football.
Especially speaking of balls. We are back. This is Mo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com. Got the full squad in the building. Let's get to NFL Week 4 recap. Y'all see my Cocaine Cardinals?
So do. Yes,
Go
sir.
into LA and defeat the previously undefeated LA Rams. I think they were up 37-13 at the time. They are now in sole possession of first place in the vaunted NFC West. We got back-to-back action. Did they couple swap this week? Right? Because tomorrow we've got Rams. We got Cardinals Seahawks. Who we got tomorrow?
Is it big?
Look at the schedule right now.
Whatever. They whoever played the other team.
Rams, Seahawks.
Okay, we got Rams, Seahawks, and then we got Arizona and the Niners. So more NFC West action. What is up, Chad? What is up, Terry? Fellas, we'll start with BMO. What did you like in week 4? What stood out in week 4? What did you hate in week 4?
What I did like in week 4 is, and of course, Dom, was more props to you as well. We did find out the announcement of Justin Fields that will be starting going forward. No more Andy Dalton. Dom, you're right on the money with that. Also, once again, shout out to the Chicago Bears getting the win. Sacked 9 times last week against the Clevelands. Only sacked 1 time over this weekend. So that is one thing that I did like about over the weekend, over those games. What I didn't like, and me and Dom had both watched this game together, was the Green Bay Packers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And seeing just the oldness, the statueness, Dave, of Big Ben. Overthrowing Juju at least 4 times, underthrowing his receivers. The sack, he got sacked twice. Both the sacks, Dave, the defensive end was going towards him, getting blocked with one arm, still sacking Big Ben with the left, with the right arm, 2 times. So he got sacked by a defensive lineman only using one arm. He still can't throw the ball downfield. They got to the red zone, Dave, and I promise you, I think he got so happy it was in his arm range that he was still overthrowing receivers and throwing the ball out of bounds. And they really need to do something with Big Ben. Of course, Green Bay, they won that football game easily. And just seeing our boy Mike Tomlin over there with the Omar Epps frown every single time they put the camera on him had me and Dom laughing so hard, man. But yeah, I hated seeing Big Ben like that. I hate the Steelers anyway. Don't like Big Ben any freaking way. But just like a certain head football coach we will talk about later on, Big Ben is pretty much seeing himself out also as well. You wasted a year coming back. So that's what I love. That's what I hate over the weekend.
Okay, the Roethlisberger problem is, and I'll run this to Mook and then Chris, is this. I thought we were done with the whole heavy level loyalty in sports. Okay, our birthday boy, Richard Seymour, one of the more ceremonious players, dumped by Bill Belichick, a year early as opposed to a year late. Mookie, why is Mike Tomlin and why is the Rooney family still loyal to Ben Roethlisberger when we've seen this in for the last 3 years, for the last 4 years even? Yeah, why are they still loyal to him?
But as we know, though, the Pittsburgh organization in general is loyal to anybody that they like, whether it's coaches or, Bathroom Ben himself. And the funny part about it all is if you go back and look as far as like how many times Ben Roethlisberger has been sacked, he's not really been sacked that much. Like they've protected him for the most part. He is just that washed to the point where he literally just can't avoid a sack. Like that's how bad it's gotten. Look. I called a Mike Tomlin losing season because once they re-signed Ben Roethlisberger, you kind of already knew what the organization was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what the issue is. I don't know what Ben got on the family as far as, like, why he keeps getting another thing. And the fact that he keeps coming out saying stuff like, oh, well, I restructured my contract because, like, I believe in some of these guys. Take the veteran minimum. That would have been a good way to show faith that you believe in these guys. Take the veteran minimum and freed up some more money for them to get like some help. Because right now, they gonna be stuck this year and probably for the next couple because it don't look like they got a quarterback plan in place no time soon. So, yeah, I mean, Hendo, you Steelers fan.
Well, the issue is this: they never drafted a quarterback all these years to replace Ben, a quarterback in grooming. Even though they did it when they had, was it Mike Tomczak, if I'm not mistaken, the quarterback at the time, and then you had Ben come right behind him. They just failed to do it. I can't name one skill position player on this team, not named Claypool. Najee Harris is non-existent half of the time. Johnson is pretty good. Everybody likes him. But, I saw the comments, Darby is talking about Juju. I don't think too high of Juju. I don't know what the hype was. Maybe the USC love was there, but this loyalty thing for Pittsburgh, it may come to an end. Look, man, but the thing is this: he's never had a losing record. He's always been 500 or better. He has never had a losing record, which I think holds a little weight for him. The Steelers are they're not going to make the playoffs. They're terrible. They're a terrible football team. I thought losing Bud Dupree was a huge deal for them. Even though I was very high on TJ Watt, I thought losing Bud Dupree was huge. I mean, Minka's still going to be Minka. Other than that, I look at the defense. TJ Watt is there, of course, but yeah, this team's just a terrible team. And then it doesn't help none that they're in that division. Now we all have to go back and look and say the Bengals are light years ahead of the Steelers right now as far as talent. So yeah.
Well said. I think they look on the bench. They did draft Mason Rudolph. They effed around and found out about what he couldn't do. They bring in Dwayne Haskins, who was unceremoniously dumped by the Washington football team, and they're stuck. Okay, and they've got those skill position guys are young. They added a young tight end in Freiermuth from the draft, and we look at them, and the quarterback is the issue. I don't think they will fire Tomlin. Remember, this is a franchise that's had only 3 coaches in their entire franchise history. The non-losing season is heavy in his favor. And I hope that they do draft a quarterback. They take it far enough to where they get in a position to draft a quarterback, and we will test their loyalty. But enough of those losers. Back to Mookie. Week 4 standouts, week 4 hates, week 4 likes, sir.
So it's gonna be a lot of hates. So for one, props to you, Kansas City. Y'all got back on track. Jalen Hurts stopped running backwards when it comes to being a quarterback. I need for you to be quicker when it comes to making decisions. I don't know. I still don't know why Miles Sanders ain't running the football. And look, to be honest with you, they still put up 30 points. I also said they was gonna put up, I said she was gonna put up 40, but that also showed when the offense is actually running, they can put up numbers, even though it was against Kansas City. The Raiders raided, and
damn it,
Darby, your Jets won, and you gave your boy Dave a reason to say F the Titans. So yeah, those are my standouts.
Y'all's Titans. Hey, guess what? They still gonna win that division with like an 8-9 record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Chris, week 4.
Well, real quick, no, Cynthia, I'm not a Steelers fan. It's just a running joke that me and Dom have about the Steelers. He knows I hate the Steelers with a passion. Now our Cowboys fan, so that answers your question on that. I am not a Steelers fan. I am a Cowboys fan, but I'm gonna show some love to the Chargers. I told you. I said I thought this team was Super Bowl capable. I still think they're going to Super Bowl. I think this team is the best team in the AFC. You take away that Cowboys a penalty or 2 away, they're undefeated. Cowboys just played better in that game, but they had a couple of calls not go their way late in the game. They play good. They won. The Raiders were the favorite, obviously, and boy, did they come in and they played well, physically beat them. Other than that, man, I guess we can transition over to the Cowboys. I'm impressed. Look, man, Carolina had the number 1 run defense coming in. By the way, Brian Burns, ladies and gentlemen, he's elite. He's elite. As Dave would say, he's a good. But I'm impressed with this Cowboys team. Zeke, or AK Zek, looks like Zek, which I know BMO, I'll pass it to BMO on that, but the Cowboys look really good, and I got to give Dave credit. Those Cardinals are the truth.
Sniff.
Matt Stafford is, I believe Terry or somebody had brought it up earlier. Matt Stafford got his old habits back. We were waiting on Matt Stafford to have that moment. And Matt Stafford had his moment where he looked like he was under duress, like he was in Detroit again. And Kyler Murray right now, not naming Dak as the best quarterback in football right now, I think personally, from my opinion. I've hated on Cliff is it Kingsbury? Cliff Kingsbury long enough?
Coach Bro.
Long enough?
Or Gordon Hayward, whatever one.
I'm not going to I don't think the NFC West is going to have 4 playoff teams, but I can see the scenario of 3. But then the final 2 teams at the bottom, Seattle, and then, the Niners, inconsistent. So, one time for the Cardinals. But yeah, I think the biggest surprise from this week was the Jets. Look, man, we made fun of them. Darby called it. He said we're gonna know about one of their players. I don't even know who scored for them still. I just know Zach Wilson threw a bomb and it was a perfect.
It was Corey Davis.
Lavernius Coles.
And I told Dave in a text I will no longer support the Tennessee Titans in no fashion this year. So I am done with the Tennessee Titans. Mike Vrabel
I think your disappointment on the Tennessee Titans is they keep picking on your man's Bayer, okay? And back to the NFC playoff thing, one of my reasons for thinking that the West could get all 3 wildcard seeds was the other teams in the other 3 divisions. The best non-division winner, I thought, was the Saints, okay? And we are seeing the ups and downs with the Saints. I'm a little disappointed in their defense, okay? They let John Ross dust his pulled hamstring ass off the bench and beat him deep. Okay, the Giants got Kadarius Toney involved, so they used a little bit of the speed, but the Saints defense, especially at home against that quarterback, should have acquitted themselves more. They still got problems scoring if it's not Kamara, and you're seeing the ups and downs of Jameis Winston. Look, Sean Payton is getting Jameis Winston up to basic level quarterback. That's what he spent the entire last year doing. So he's at basic level right now, and it's still reverberating the Jameis mistakes. And the only excuse or pass I'm gonna give to him is, God damn, who is he throwing it to? Okay, yeah. So, go ahead, Chris.
I do have a question for you.
Yes,
real quick, and this is from Twitch. Which ironically, I was going to ask you this. I want all you guys to answer this. We probably saw the 2 most inconsistent quarterbacks play each other this weekend, which is our boy Kirk Cousins, aka Kirk Cousins, and Baker Mayfield. So, B-Bro, I need you to talk about Kirk Cousins and his issues, and DA, Baker Mayfield.
Okay, let me get Bakey out the way. All you got to do is look at the pass where he had Odell wide open on the right side and threw it to, I have no idea where, okay? And I hope Odell was mic'd up because I want his reaction. Because y'all remember mic'd up last year with Justin Jefferson was like, yo, what the fuck, Kirk?
Yep.
I need Odell because Baker was atrocious in this game. 15 for 33. And I don't want to hear this silver lining from the Browns fans saying they won. The defense in the running game will be enough to get them to a certain point. The quarterback has to get them beyond that point. And as of now, Baker won't do it. I'll take Kirk Cousins, but it's almost by default. Moten, state your case for your mans.
I don't even want to state my case for my man Kirk Cousins because he's already good and bad. At least with Baker, you can get some good weeks out this guy. Baker just have an issue with late game heroics, which we have always seen. I'm still trying to figure out how the hell they still won that game last week because that was the weirdest baseball score I've seen in the first half of a game I've ever seen in my life. And so with Kirk Cousins, with you getting gifted Justin Jefferson after Stephon Diggs is gone, you still have Adam Thielen. You have Dalvin Cook who can catch out the backfield if he's healthy and playing. But you still out there, Kirk Cousins win every single week, bro. I don't get it. Just like you said with Justin Jefferson was mic'd up saying, hey, what the fuck, Cousins? I promise you, that's every damn week when we get to this point, when to get to the Minnesota Vikings. If your defense can't stop anybody anymore for some reason right now, you can't even stop the Cleveland Browns. And now Kirk Cousins throwing interceptions to guys I don't even know that plays on the Browns secondary. I can't. It's hard, bro. Only reason I may take Cousins is only because of, I guess, playoff experience, I guess. But other than that, that'd be the only reason why. Bad Cousins will be this weekend.
Okay. If they swapped, remember, Kevin Stefanski was Kirk Cousins' offensive coordinator at Minnesota. Yes. If they swapped teams, okay, are any of them better? Are either one better than you think so? Who's better?
Baker?
Cleveland.
Cleveland
will be better with Kirk Cousins today. My whole thing on Baker is this. If you needed, look, we've seen, and I know it sounds crazy, but Kirk has had some, look, if you looked at his numbers from a dry distance, right? He is putting up all pro numbers every year. It's just that in some of the defining moments, it may not show up. I don't know if I can trust Baker Mayfield to throw 300 yards in the game. That's how deep it is with Baker.
15 for 33.
15 for 33.
That's what I'm saying. I get it. No Jarvis. Odell's just not coming back. You still got the 2 tight ends, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real cool. You got the 2 running backs. To me, that if you gave Kirk Cousins that, yes, can Kirk Cousins lose your game? Sure. But I've seen Kirk Cousins in Washington with lack of talent and still be formidable as a quarterback. Like Baker literally has, like right now, if you point the weak part of the offense of the Cleveland Browns, you would say it's Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
You never say the receivers, you never would say the running backs. Even the offensive line, you may cut some slack. So I think that, like Dom mentioned this one time, like if I had to go win the game, could Baker make the throw? Because to me, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Kansas City, when they played Kansas City in the AFC Championship, if Kirk Cousins is the quarterback of that team, I don't think they lose that game. I think they keep scoring. Baker literally just went flat in the second half, and that's a normal thing for him.
I agree. And the wild thing is, one of my selling points on Baker was his accuracy. And what the hell was that on Sunday? Look, yes, Darby, Cousins stinks, but at the same time, Cousins is a way better passer. Okay, he throws some stinkers out there. I'm not lying, but that Baker miss on Odell was just that to me was like the epitome of the Baker Mayfield experience, and they stuck with him. They're not gonna let him walk. They're negotiating a long-term deal now, so he is there for the foreseeable future, and Stefanski just got to work around that. But if you got those 2 tight ends and Kareem Hunt, even if you don't have Jarvis Landry, I think that you should have a more prolific offense. Any other week 4 stuff, fellas?
Well, BMO, I got to ask you because Chad brought him up. Trevon Diggs.
What up, Chad? Yes, Trevon Diggs. Again, he has been named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. So that's another award on his mantle. 2 interceptions in the game, even to the point where he had back spasms, and they gave this guy load management there and there for the 4th quarter, which I thought that was like a huge mistake. Yes, you're up 20 points, but you put in a cornerback, I think it was like Kennedy, whatever his name was, number 31.
Should have been on the field.
Should have been on the field over there on that left side, getting smoked all the way downfield, and pretty much like cost him a touchdown. So that's how good and how important Trevon Diggs is. You catch 2 interceptions and you can come out the game. I mean, if you had back spasms or not, totally understand it. That's good. But when you're up 20 points like that, and I still had no faith in that lead and that Darnold can still throw the ball downfield, and that was in, sense of urgency mode, Trevon Diggs, that's how important that guy is on that football team in just his 2nd season in the NFL.
Yeah. Look, man, Trevon Diggs, like I said, the story on him was always that when he got drafted, the reason why he dropped is because of that national championship game versus LSU and how Jamar Chase did him. And then a lot of people say that's the reason why he was a 2nd-round pick. The Cowboys actually got a 2nd-round pick right, which we'll talk about somebody who got cut. That was a 2nd-round pick. But I think that, I don't know what to say because, like, he's faced good talent. So it's not one of those deals where we look back and say, well, he ain't faced nobody. So think about this. Week 1, Mike Evans is your primary target. You go against Godwin, but Mike Evans is the guy. Mike Evans had like 2 catches for like 15 yards in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week, who did they play week 2? They played the Chargers, Keenan Allen.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So Keenan Allen he's dealing with, and Mike Williams. They didn't really do as much. And then week 3, you get the Eagles. Obviously, they got speed receivers, but then you had Devontae Smith, who looked like he had never played a football game before, which is ironic. And he goes, he did his thing versus all those receivers. And then last week, you had Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. Like, look, they knew what to do with DJ Moore. And that's another thing. I really like DJ Moore, but they knew if DJ Moore's outside, we can't throw the Trevon Diggs side. And when they did, every time, interception. He's physical. I think he reminds me a lot of Richard Sherman a little bit, that tall 6'3" corner. He's not very fast because he does get beat. But, Dom had the luxury of watching a guy like Asante Samuel, a guy who was like he would get you all the interceptions, but he was sort of like a wild card. Like he would give up the big play. And we seen Diggs give up a play, but then at the same time, we seen Diggs make those plays. So I got to give Dan Quinn them credit. But, Trevon Diggs is the truth. But, BMO, I need you to talk about number 9. So Jerry Jones is the greatest. You know what? Jerry Jones is the greatest owner ever because what he made him do is he had to go buy the stock of all the 54 jerseys in store.
Yes, sir.
Yes, that's the rule for everybody.
Yeah.
So that was $1 million some dollars probably he spent.
$500,000.
$500,000. Yeah, he spent $500,000 to change the number 9.
Right.
And he gets cut. So BMO, your boy, Swiper
can now stop swiping, or he can go to another team.
Well, he's on another team.
He's on another team. Say he may be going to Green Bay, according to reports. So, I mean, good for him.
Coach, the former Notre Dame defensive coordinator is one of the. He's the linebacker.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so it made perfect sense for him to go to Green Bay. But Jaylon Smith, let me talk about the 54 of Jaylon Smith. Of course, everybody wants to have a good feel-good story about this guy, coming from Notre Dame, the knee injury, getting knee surgery, getting drafted by the Cowboys, which we're not surprised about that because the Cowboys have this love for injured guys, going through the draft, took a gamble on Jaylon Smith, picked him up, went to the Pro Bowl, so he had a couple of good seasons. But after having those couple of good seasons, you can see the digress. Me and Hendo witness that every single week, and people keep getting mad at us because we're calling him the word trash. But apparently, Dave, that word is so offensive to these football players and to these fans, they didn't like us calling him that. So Jaylon Smith continues to be like, hey, look at the film. You already know what I'm about. So after you said looking at the film, bro, the film, I mean, it looks like you need to be looking at film, towards yourself because there was a lot of missed tackles, a lot of swiping, a lot of plays where you're out of position. And then all of a sudden, going east and west as a linebacker, which you're mainly, solemnly supposed to do, especially as a signal caller, you're missing a step or you're out of position. Or when it's time to tackle someone, here you come and jumping in after 3 or 4 guys already tackled the guy. And so it's like you're taking a step back so much, knowing that you got Leighton Vander Esch over there on your side, which feel like, okay, well, I have help now. I'm the signal caller. I can do what I need to do. Nah, fam, you got to keep playing. Yep. So, in the NFL draft, before the season started, what did the Cowboys do?
Oh, God. Come on.
Come on, Terry.
God. Oh, wow.
You know what? Yeah.
Coakley was a way better tackler.
Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on, Terry.
Oh, wow.
You could have said Brady James
or something, or,
Aiken Adele.
Bobby Carpenter.
Scott Vegeta.
You could have said one of them cats, but Dexter Coakley? Oh, man. But, getting back to that, Cowboys went to go draft Michael Parsons, which I didn't have no problem with that. But that Dave told me right there, they really about to move on from Jaylon Smith. That right there should have told him that he's already cut. And then somebody mentioned to me, also shout out to my boy Jay Gray, that was on, featured on Hard Knocks as a photographer and was around the Cowboys and other players saying like, hey man, he's not really gonna be on the series like that as much. Yep. And we didn't really see him that much on Hard Knocks, all these 4 or 5 episodes every single week. So getting to the start of the season, you see Michael Parsons is starting. Jaylon Smith only played 15 snaps.
Yep.
DeMarcus Lawrence get hurt. They moved Michael Parsons to defensive end. Did they ask Jaylon Smith to do that? No, he did not, because he is not that good to play defensive end. They put Jaylon Smith back in the middle of that football field, and we seen how the middle of that football field kept getting gashed every single time for big plays. Every single week I say the same thing, Hendo. When they put Michael Parsons on that defensive line and you get big gains of 20 and 30 yards, who's in the middle of that football field?
Number 9.
Number 9 himself.
Well,
but my last thing about this is the straw that really just broke the camel's back was 2 things.
Go ahead.
Jumping on top of a gang tackle was one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call that final year Ray Lewis.
And a punt block formation where I seen him attempt a dive, and he was at least a good 8-9 yards away from the punter. I think
you mean this nonsense? You mean this nonsense that's infiltrating the concentration? See this not.
What are you doing? Like, what are you doing, bro?
Letting the coach know that he was playing hard. That's all.
He's one of those guys that look like he plays hard, but he ain't doing shit.
Jerry had enough, man. I'm talking about shaking hands with cheerleaders, clapping like Jason Garrett when you got hit up for big plays. Like it was too much, man. Like Jerry had enough, bro. Even towards the fact of they couldn't find a trade asset for you because your contract next year you was guaranteed between $7 and $9 million if you didn't get hurt. You was
$9.2 million.
$9.2 million. So the Jones was like, nah, if that, bro, you got to go. Because, matter of fact, let's cut you right now. You'll still get your base salary, that's $7 million. You know what I'm saying? We wish you the best of luck, but we're not going to pay your ass this $9 million next year. They didn't want to trade him, Dave. They probably and honestly, he didn't have any trade value, in my opinion. No trade value, so they just cut him.
Look, the news of Stephon Gilmore today, he was traded to the Panthers because he and the Patriots could not agree to a restructured deal.
Yes.
They get a 6th-round pick.
A 6th-round pick.
Okay, I understand we talking about Stephon Gilmore, all-pro, former defensive player of the year. The stats are there. Y'all couldn't get a conditional? Like, if he plays 100 – okay, we saw the snap count go down. Okay, Byron talked about this. Chris talked about this as the sign that the end was coming. But the fact that he has no value in the league is just wow. By the way, Bobby Wagner said he didn't want to switch numbers because he was not paying for his jerseys to get bought out. And Bobby Wagner, last I checked, got a few more coins than Jalen Smith. And he was like, nah, we just going to keep – I'm going to keep my 54.
The problem is this. We would have never saw a number 9 Smith jersey out here. We would have saw a Romo. Like what? Like you got to know the temperature of the room, right? Like you got to know the temperature of the room. Romo is a beloved, like for the most part, player, right?
Yes.
You see a lot of Romo jerseys. What will possess you to get number 9? Like, was that gonna make him better? Like, it just almost singled him out. Like, we know who number 9 is even more. And to me, like I said, I don't want to just harp and parade on how bad he is as a player because Jalen Smith is a great human being. Man. He's a great dude. But at the end of the day, you don't want to see anybody lose their job. But it started with me in the draft. We did a show during that time, and I told everybody, if they don't draft Miles Jack, I'm going to lose my shit.
This is true.
And also, our boy, Chicken Coleman, who's been on duty, yes, he didn't do it this week. But he's already been on the. He don't like when the Cowboys draft linebackers like that because he hated, another linebacker, LVE, who came out today and said that, he don't like how fans they treat players. But you got to show up. And my thing on Jalen Smith was, I get it. He was a prized possession at Notre Dame. He was a highly talented player, but I didn't see why he was drafted in the 2nd round. I mean, knowing that Miles Jack was there, BMO, who was the defensive end that was there that went to Tampa Bay? Oh, God. He was a defensive end. He was pretty good.
Was it Shaq?
No, I went Shaq. It was another one. It was another guy. I can't think of his name. It'll come to my head afterwards, of course. But, yeah, they had opportunities to get other guys. But Jalen Smith stayed around. He's just bad. Like, Don would just laugh every time we played because I tried to tell him how bad he was, and he saw for himself when he finally saw, like, when the Eagles were good a year ago or 2 years ago, how they destroyed us. And him making the Pro Bowl doesn't mean anything to me because he was an injury replacement.
He was a replacement.
He was a super injury replacement. Not only was he an injury replacement, he was a replacement because the guy that was replacing the injured guy had him to go to the Super Bowl. So, making the Pro Bowl is almost like a weird thing. So, yeah, I'm good.
Okay, very good, fellas. Let's take a quick 30-second break.
We're gonna take week 5.
We just gonna jump into week 5. Forget about it. Jump into week 5 tomorrow.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and knock out a few of these games because we all have a unanimous.
Hold on, which ones were we unanimous with?
All right, so I'm looking at the schedule right now. I'm sure we're going to be unanimous with the Buccaneers and Dolphins game on Sunday.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Buccaneers at home. Are we unanimous? Well, maybe not anymore. Are we unanimous on the Vikings and Lions game? Vikings
no, we are not. Detroit will get their first win of the season.
Let's go.
And we will have Kirk Cousins questions on this show next week.
I'm going Vikings. I'm not
saying.
Okay.
It's
in Minnesota, right?
Yes, 9-point favorite Minnesota.
Oh yeah, get Detroit. Detroit will win this game.
I
don't know why.
And Swift may be out. That's even worse.
Okay, that's fine. Do you know they gave themselves a nickname already?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Jamal Williams and Swift. It's something. I have no idea, but they got a nickname.
I don't want to know what
they got to do something to make themselves feel better about being losers.
Whew. All right, so Thursday night matchup, we have the Rams on the road as a 2.5 point favorite to the Seattle Seahawks. I am going with the Rams. This is revenge. They learned their lesson. I just don't trust the Seahawks, maybe because it's Pete Carroll.
To borrow a phrase from Chris, the Rams came into the game last week with a lot of dip on the chip. Okay. They understand the program, the protocol this week. It is to maintain distance with Arizona. I got the Rams on the road. Seattle still has not protected Russell Wilson at all. And Chris Carson, game time decision with a neck, anything above the shoulders, I count that as an out. So you see a lot of Alex Collins tomorrow.
Yeah, I think we all got the Rams.
All right, good.
All right, so I think this actually is a unanimous game. The Cowboys and Giants. Cowboys at home, 7-point favorite.
They better win.
They better win. I got them winning, but they better win.
Don't you do it, Mookie.
Go ahead, Dom. Go ahead, Dom.
Do it.
Daniel Jones will get the win for the Giants.
How many interceptions? Let me ask you a question.
He's going to throw interceptions.
So is Trevon Diggs going to extend his streak?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
But with a fumble, he going to get a fumble recovery. He going to get a strip sack of Daniel Jones.
Yeah, Daniel Jones will have 1-1, but they're going to win the game still.
It could get ugly in that game, boy.
If the Giants and the Lions win on the road this weekend, woo!
And by the way, the Giants will be. If the Giants do win, they'll be a game out of first place.
Don't you do that? Don't you do that?
You make it even worse now. You know this division is shit. You know it is.
Oh wait,
B-Mo?
Cowboys.
All right, we got Darby's New York Jets. It's a 3-point underdog on the road to face the Atlanta Falcons. I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. I'm going with the Jets. Darby, I got you, boy.
Start a streak. I got the Jets. Okay, this game is in London, by the way. Who's waking up at 8:30? Is Darby waking up at 8:30 Central Standard Time to check this out? Are any of our West Coast people gonna wake up at 6:30 to watch the Jets and the Falcons that aren't gambling on it? I got the Jets 2 in a row.
I'm picking the Falcons.
Okay, B-Mo.
Darby, respond to us, bro. I got the Jets.
I'm waiting.
2 in a row. Let's go.
We done cursed them now. That's 3 out of 4. It's a wrap. All right.
So, yeah, Wilson ain't gonna make it out of London.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
B-Mo, so you got the Jets or Falcons?
I got the Jets, man. 2 in a row.
I got an upset special this week. I think we got the Green Bay Packers on the road. It's a 3-point favorite to face the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm taking the Bengals.
I don't like this line, but now Joe Mixon is week to week. I got the Packers. Of course you are, Darby. Have some breakfast with your Jets, man.
If they lose, he probably gonna come back next week.
It was the travel, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Travel.
All right, I'm looking at the schedule.
Packers, Bengals?
Oh, yeah. Packers, yeah.
Packers.
I got Bengals. I saw Jair get burnt last week. That was kind of weird. That was a weird moment. Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd, them dudes look, they got the man. I like their receiving core. All right. Go ahead.
B-Mo.
I got the Packers. I mean, just seeing the Bengals go through, coming back with a win against the Jaguars, you shouldn't have to struggle like that early on in the first half of the game. You can't do this against Green Bay, bro. Y'all go down 14-0. There is no way in hell y'all coming back from that. Don't care who is out there on the field. Give me Green Bay.
All right, we got another matchup, maybe a unanimous. We got the Denver Broncos on the road against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got the Broncos. Nothing about the Steelers tell me they're gonna win.
Okay, Mike Tomlin pulls something out his ass. I see a couple, a reverse, maybe a flea flicker or something like that. Broncos starting Drew Lock. Do we have a Teddy Bridgewater update?
I was just about to ask that question too.
He's still hurt.
He's still hurt. Drew, no, ain't no way I'm taking Drew Lock on the road. I guess I'll take the Steelers, but this is my game candidate to be a tie. The tie overtime game candidate of the week.
I'ma still take the Broncos, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pittsburgh wig. Everybody be like, "Oh my God, he's still washed."
Yep.
Give me the Broncos, Dave. If I see them attempt a flea flicker with Big Ben, and he float that damn pass, and that shit goes 15 yards, I will turn the damn game off, and I will text you immediately. Give me the Broncos.
We've seen these slow developing like trick plays this year too. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
Hey,
I'm seeing flea flick. I'm also seeing flea flickers which turn into wide receiver screens and short passes to the sideline for 8 yards too.
See, Trevor Lawrence tried to throw a flea flicker. He only threw it 6 yards.
What the hell on a crossing route? He threw a drag route flea flicker. Okay, next game. Wow.
All right, Dom, I want you to answer this because I'm taking Washington this game. We got Jameis and the strong Saints on the road to face the Washington football team. I'm taking Washington. The Saints don't have enough talent offensively. Dom, I want you to lead this off because Jameis is your boy.
Oh, I'm still taking the Saints. I don't believe in Washington. The defense, yeah, but look, I still don't believe in that offense. I feel like Sean Payton can still call a good enough game plan to beat the Washingtons. So, yeah, I'm still taking the Saints.
Washington got buoyed a little bit by a couple of plays that got made. They got a special teams touchdown last week. But, yeah, I'm taking the Saints. The defense has to carry the Saints for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Even when Michael Thomas comes back.
B-Mo?
Give me the Saints, man. We already seen Washington's defense, and as Dave had mentioned, scoring on special teams, that does help them out a whole lot. But I like the Saints. I still like their offense somewhat still. Seeing Jameis still working with less and the wide receiver core. Still like that defense, especially that front seven. I got the Saints.
And I'm looking at Twitch right now. Someone says, I see y'all want to just doubt my Dolphins. They're going to prove you guys wrong this week versus the Buccaneers because Tom Brady struggles against the Dolphins.
I need to retort back to him. Will Brissett and Tua be the quarterbacks after week 8?
I'm waiting. We'll wait on a response for that.
Okay, very good.
All right. And I think this week, another upset I have the Eagles beating the Carolina Panthers. I thought the Eagles did. I know it was the Chiefs, but I thought they did fairly well. Maybe a few non-penalties don't happen. The Eagles can win that game versus the Chiefs. I think they have enough to beat the Panthers. The Panthers are good, but I think that Darius Slay is going to do very well on more. I'm going to take the Eagles in this game.
I'll let y'all go, and then I'll end it.
I'll take the Eagles with the hope that Meathead Nick gets the running game and the tight ends involved and stop having Jalen Hurts carry so much of the offense. You've got stuff here. He needs to do a better job he needs to cook a better meal with this offense, and I hope he can. But yeah, I got the Eagles.
I got Eagles as well.
Yeah, I got the Eagles, but like I said earlier, man, Jalen Hurts, you got to stop running backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Dave was texting back and forth. He was like, "What's the problem?" I was like, "That and the fact that his reaction time and that quarterback clock is not there yet." You know what I'm saying? It was like a few plays to where just throw the football. You know what I'm saying? But he'll just hold it and just hold it. Like if it's a quick developing slant, yeah, he good to go. But if it's like a play that needs time to develop, he back there look like a deer in the headlights. But I will say this though, I'm not going to negate the fact that at least a good 5 of his touchdowns has been called back for penalties, which is another problem. Like this team has so many penalties, yo. But I'll take the Eagles for this game. But yeah, man, it's just there's still some positive. I'm still, as you can hear, I'm still getting some glimmer of hope. So I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying, but damn,
very good.
Harder week to week.
Well, in a team that I will never trust again, we have the Tennessee Titans on the road 2-2 as a 4.5-point favorite versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Regardless of what happened to the look, if it wasn't the Jaguars, I wouldn't pick the Tennessee Titans, but I'm gonna take the Titans because the Jaguars are just abysmal. I'm going with the I'm going with the Titans. God.
I'm gonna go with the Titans too, only because I think they'll be damned if they lose 2 in a row to the Jets and the Jaguars. And the team who the Jaguars in the now second longest losing streak in NFL history behind those mid 70s Tampa Bay Bucks. Now I cannot see a team with Derrick Henry and Jeffrey Simmons, etc., losing to the Jets and the Jags back to back. Cannot do it. If they do, you fire. Listen, give Mike Vrabel that Lane Kiffin and be like, nah, bro, don't even get on the plane.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, Titans.
Dave, get ready to be damned.
God damn
Titans will not win this weekend.
Will Mike Vrabel's card work in the building Monday morning?
If they get shut out,
no. He scanned that card. That shit is going to turn red and not green. He will not be able to enter that facility. Titans win 2 games in a row.
Mike Vrabel coaching for his job.
And we do have another unanimous. I'll get this out the way real quick. We have the New England Patriots on the road be facing the Houston Texans. I think we all know who is going to win that game.
Oh,
Patriots.
Oh. Hey, y'all. He looks good out there. He's doing some things, but Collinsworth, yo, chill, son. Chill.
You know what I hate? The word I hate the most, methodical.
Oh,
God.
They pulling out the Oxford dictionary to describe what Mac Jones is out here doing. And he was good, okay? But they don't have enough explosion in their offense to get easy touchdowns, okay? Everything for them was a slog, and all of a sudden, Damian Harris can't run the ball.
At all.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah, so we all got Texans.
But they going to beat the Texans' ass. Will the Texans score? Because they got a nice little lengthy scoreless streak going here.
No,
I'll give him a field goal.
Okay,
I don't think they can get that. All right, this is an interesting matchup. We have the Chicago Bears on the road to face the Las Vegas Raiders. Something tells me the Raiders will lose this game because it's typical Raiders fashion. Look, man, it looks like the Bears have a little mojo running the football. I know Nagy has been questioned by all of us, but I'm gonna take the Bears. I don't trust the Raiders.
I'm gonna take the Raiders in a vengeance game. Chicago. You have to tell me Chicago can get to 21 points on the road to win. I think Khalil Mack will have a good homecoming, so I'm going to say a sack and a half. But the comments Joey Bosa made about Derek Carr, very, very illuminating. But I think they do win because they got nothing for Waller. They got nothing for Waller in the middle.
There you go. Don?
Yeah, I got the Raiders as well. I mean, yeah, I just got the yeah. I mean, because I don't know what David Montgomery health looking like either, because he did, you know what I'm saying, leave.
Oh, he's out.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know.
They throwing out Damian Williams, former Chief.
I was going to say Tariq Cohen. All right, yeah, Raiders, definitely.
Where's Tariq Cohen?
Recovered from an ACL.
Okay.
Oh. Good. Give me the Raiders. Good for Justin getting named the starter. But I think right now, with the Raiders being in revenge mode, losing to the Chargers like that, and not seeing them get to a situation where you got to come from behind and try to get a victory, they're not going to do that with that. Also, with Dave, hey, can we trust them scoring 21 points on the road? I don't see that happening. I trust that defense scoring more than that offense right now, especially on the road. Give me the Raiders.
All right. Next matchup, we have the Cleveland Browns, the Dog Pound, going to Los Angeles to face the Chargers. Y'all know who I got. The Chargers. The Chargers win big. Yeah, Chargers win big.
I got the Browns on the road only because Stefanski will run the hell out of the ball with Hunt and with Nick Chubb and play a little keep away with Justin Herbert. I mean, this is a tired old cliche, but if you limit a great offensive team to, lower possessions, the pressure on them to score touchdowns is immense. I don't think they're going to do that. So I got Cleveland in a ball control game. Let's say 17-13.
I don't pick the Cleveland Browns to win this game. I got the Chargers.
I got Chargers. I got Chargers as well. speaking about, clock management, the Chargers do the same thing also as well, too, going downfield, even though more so now with play action. Now they have Mike Williams. To me, I feel like he's the best receiver in football right now, over alongside Keenan Allen. So I think they will be working that Brown secondary. 95 will get his due, but I see the Chargers, and I don't see Baker pretty much like throwing the football. He may throw it, but I see a turnover coming. Give him the Chargers, man. Herbert is the truth. He's still a good.
And one quick tidbit about the game. Rashawn Slater hadn't gave up a sack since his junior year in college. He's facing Myles Garrett.
That's going to go. Yeah. Baldy need to get on the tape on that one.
Yeah. He's a good. We got a Dave special NFC West matchup. The San Francisco 49ers facing the cocaine Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to ride the Cardinals train on this one. Go ahead.
Look, when you get a team with this much history, bad injury luck as the Niners have over the last 2 to 3 years, don't we start talking about the training staff? Because we do this in basketball. We've seen whole training staffs just get ran out, like in the Pelican situation. This is 3 years of just bad injury luck with the Niners. We don't know the status of Jimmy Garoppolo. We don't know who the running back is. So having said that, give me my cocaine Cardinals. Fake Ryan Gosling and his crew will pull it off.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Give me Coach Bro. Get the lines in the restroom ready, Dave. I got the Cardinals, man. Like you said, we do not trust who's going to be playing for San Francisco offensively on that team. We know, Arizona's going to be ready to roll. Give me the Cardinals.
And real quick, the Dolphins fan for earlier said that Sean Watson will be the quarterback of their team next year.
Oh, next year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But he said he's not worried about this year. He said this year is not good. He said next year Deshaun Watson will be there. All right. I think this may be the best matchup of the week. We have the Buffalo Bills on the road to face the Kansas City Chiefs. Ooh, in Kansas City.
Man.
I like this Buffalo defense. 2 straight shutouts, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the Chiefs. I don't like the Chiefs' third option. They don't have one. It's Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, or vice versa. And then Clyde Edwards-Helaire hadn't been what everybody told me he was going to be since he got drafted. So I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills on the road. I think this is going to be a huge game for Stephon Diggs, who's been relatively quiet this year.
I wish the Buffalo Bills were a more formidable running team. They got a 2-headed running back with Singletary and Zach Moss. If they were more effective on the ground, I would give them a chance because the Chiefs, to quote Bart Scott, couldn't stop a nosebleed on the ground right now. Kelce had a frustrating game last week. I think he will have a big game, and Chiefs roll.
I got Buffalo. I don't trust Kansas City defense. Just give me Buffalo. Plus, I got Josh Allen as my MVP, so I'm riding with him. Now that he's not actually trying to play like an MVP, he's just playing football again. Yeah, I got Buffalo.
Give him the Chiefs in a close one. I really think that them being at the bottom of the cellar in the division is really going to try to wake them up. Unfortunately, it is against Buffalo, but I think they will use everything they need to use offensively and get things rolling, man. Chiefs win in a close one.
All right, final matchup of the week. We have a Monday night Indianapolis Football Coach versus the Baltimore Ravens. Ugh. Give me Baltimore. I don't even know why this is. They got to find a way to flex these games and do some weird. I don't know if they could do that, obviously, because of ticket buying and stuff. But another weird. Well, last Monday was good. This Monday was good, but yeah, nobody watching this game.
I got Baltimore at home, and the only thing I'm really looking forward to is telling Brian Griese to shut up, so Louis Riddick can tell me why the Colts aren't any good at this time. I got the Ravens at home.
Yeah, I got Baltimore. I just need Carson Wentz to play these snaps so we can get this first round pick. That's really all I care about. That's my only concern.
I got Ravens.
Yeah, that's our week 5. But hey, this is the reunion for Jason Garrett. We didn't mention that. Jason Garrett going back to Dallas. So he can now, if the Giants do win, he can say the New York Football Giants.
All right, let's go to break.
If
he's gonna have a cheesy game. If they win, they're gonna do the cheesy game ball to him.
Aaron Andrews better not. Him. They bet no. We don't let the coordinator speak. after the game. No, he can talk to like the local Giants radio cast, but no, we don't need to hear from him. Good stuff, boys. Let's take a break. Coming up for the rest of the show, got some wrestling, got some boxing, Major League Baseball playoffs, and of course, news and notes. This is Mo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com.
Are you serious?
Let's have a little body spark. Come on, I want to feel it.
Hey, let's do it then. Shit. I'm always for it. I'm always for it.
Ready?
I'm always for it.
I'm ready when you are, big
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Come on.
Let's go.
Come on, then.
Let's go.
Look, Frank, I want to feel that power.
I'm going to show you the
I want to feel the power.
I'm going to show you the
And you're going to feel the fury. You're not going to feel no power.
I'm going to show you the
Come on.
I'm going to show you the
Come on.
I'm going to show you.
The white push is harder than that, you look.
I'm going to show you the
Come on, let's have a tickle. Come on.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, then.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, then.
Let's do it.
Let's have a spark.
When you invite me,
Let's give the fans a warm up of what they want.
and I'm going to show you. I'm going to give you people a preview.
Come on.
That boy say you gonna feel the power.
You know what?
We are we are back. Mo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com. BMO, Hendo, Freshly Snipes. The trilogy. I'm gonna say this 3 of 5 because another situation where I'm rooting for a draw. Wilder Fury go at it again on Saturday. This fight was supposed to take place in late August, but due to Tyson Fury's COVID-19 diagnosis, the fight got pushed back. Looks like everybody's good to go. We are here. And for me, the question is the same as it was in the first 2 fights. How much boxing has Wilder learned to set up the right-handed power shot? And if he hasn't learned anything, or if he hasn't gotten better, or if he hasn't added something new to the mix, Fury has seen it all from this dude. Fury's going to win this fight again. I think Fury will win this fight again, either by decision or by late knockout, because he's a better boxer, which allows for him to have a varied method of attack. Okay. I'm done being upset about what Deontay Wilder has not gotten better at in terms of boxing. This is what he is. He is a one-shot dude. I wish that he would do more to set that up, even if it's just a left jab, okay, or even a left hook to the body with the right uppercut. But he has not done that and probably won't have enough time to implement that into his regular game plan in order to make Fury blink. I've got Fury by decision or knockout. Either way it goes, this will be a full Fury ass kicking because I thought he won the first fight as well.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight. I think for me, I think that last fight was maybe a humbling situation for Wilder because we had seen Wilder be boisterous about things, and we know that Fury can take those punches. What I'm a little worried about is Fury's being in shape because the one thing about him is that he's a physical freak. He's fast for his weight, size, and everything, but is he in shape? How bad did the COVID hurt him? Because we know that COVID has done some things to fighters, as Dom has talked about in the MMA world and different things, where they don't recover as good. They may say they're fine, but the win ain't there. Your boxing questions are correct. I think for him, the thing that he's going to have a disadvantage at is obviously the reach of Fury. Fury has the jab. He has the footwork. He has to do the same thing. He has to be able to counter that. He can't go into this fight trying to expect a knockout because he found out in that first fight when it went a draw, he thought he knocked out, our mans, and he didn't. With all that being said, I would have took – I think Fury does win this. You know what? I think Wilder could win this fight. And I'm going to tell you why. I just think that he knows. I think he has more to lose in this fight because I'm going to use, as Dave would call it, the desperate – not team, but desperate man theory here. This is it for Fury. I mean, Wilder. Wilder loses this fight. You think Joshua's in bad shape for losing 2 fights? Oh, Wilder's even worse. He doesn't have the international stuff and love, people that love him for that. This is it. Because he can't use the costume excuse. He can't use any other excuse, the trainer excuse, the boxing practices. He can't use any excuses. It's win now, not. And I think that he's been humble. I've been listening to his interviews. He's changed his diet up a little bit. He looks a little slimmer, which I think is going to be good for him. I think it's not that he needs a lot of boxing skills. He just has to tune up a little things because that first fight, it was a draw. It was a legit draw. It did take him a knockdown to sort of make that a draw, but I think that if he can just tune it up a little bit, I think he'll be fine. But yeah, I know Wilder. I mean, Fury is the favorite, but I think Wilder can win this. I think he's desperate. So I'm gonna let Dom get it because I know BMO's gonna close out on that box note to get to some funny stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just keep it short and simple. I got Fury in this one. I do agree with you about Wilder, you know what I'm saying, being desperate, especially with the fact that Anthony Joshua losing, which means that him winning this fight will definitely, put him in a better situation. But yeah, I still got Fury winning this one though.
I got Fury. The only thing I'm still more interested in seeing is what all did Wilder do to prepare himself for this. He did say that he had fired manager, trainers, got a whole new training team in. Like Hendo said, he has lost weight. He does look slimmer. I don't care about all that. Can you actually box against a guy that can fight, very unorthodox? He's a southpaw. He can also fight right-handed, change his stances. Very quick hand, very quick jab. Can move around the ring, has great ring presence. He can pretty much, lead you towards the ropes or lead you towards the middle of the ring. As far as you have Wilder goes, like you still a knockout artist. You fight with your hands down a lot, which I really hated seeing those first two fights. Hendo, great job mentioning about COVID because, for example, it is a different sport, but same as Cam Newton, the first 4 games, he was very, very good for the Patriots. He catches COVID. Then towards the end of the season, you can see like his fatigue, passes are getting shorter, worse decisions, it's a lot of times on the sidelines. So let's see how, post-COVID, how Fury is going to take this fight. I think with him, it may be smooth for him going through. If I see Wilder have his hands up, being patient and not trying to rush Fury and try to find a knockout punch, I want to see how Fury counters with that. We may see a little technique from some rider to surprisingly, get him in like a couple of rounds, but I think this go all 12 rounds, and I see Fury getting this in a decision.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's a desperate thing here, and I know I always preach about anarchy and weird things, but I hope it is a good fight because the heavyweight division deserves it. Now, we probably do want a scenario where Fury does win because if he wins, then we may get the ultimate, our favorite cruiserweight, our favorite division cruiserweight.
Usyk.
Usyk. I think pound for pound the number 1 guy in the world right now. I think it's outside of Canelo, obviously. Pound for pound number 1 right now, and Bud, of course. But we get that matchup. I don't know where it's going to be at, but we get that matchup. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. But I think I've been watching. Do y'all watch some of those, where every fight they have the HBO specials where they show the training camp and stuff? I watched that. Like I said, Wilder's demeanor seems a little different. Maybe he getting his ass whooped, maybe change that. But, yeah, man. But
I can believe the humbling. I think that is a legit point. I think your COVID point is legit as well. I think those are fantastic points. I think for Anarchy, we root for Wilder to see how long Fury Wilder 4 takes to come to fruition. Because if Wilder wins, Fury still has a win and a draw in his pocket. They can both politic to fight Usyk for the undisputed, and to make sense and make more money, they'll just fight for a 4th time and maybe even a 5th time. So for anarchy's sake, I think we root for Wilder. I think for smooth sailing towards an undisputed heavyweight champion, we root for Fury.
Yeah, and on Twitch, somebody's asking us if he's saying that he thinks that if Fury wins, he may retire.
That's fair. He's talked about that before, but I think there's 40% of him that wants to retire, but I think the other 60 says I want the undisputed because he looks at Usyk, a cruiserweight, and thinks he definitely has the physical advantage. And if anything, they're even in boxing, and then you just go from there.
Yeah, and another comment says the worst case scenario is a draw because then that means Anthony Joshua gets brought back in the equation.
No.
He's out.
No, not at all.
Anthony Joshua was out of it.
Yeah. You got to wait till everybody. If anything, he could get the loser of this fight and on some let's make some money on a fight thing. But no, he can wait his turn at the championship table.
Well, there we go.
Because we ain't forgot Ruiz. Don't get that part twisted.
Yeah. Well, I know we don't have any. Dom doesn't have any wrestling, but any kind of news. You don't have anything MMA as well, right?
Yeah, I've had my my MMA field. I'll just keep it at that.
Well, BMO, news and notes.
Man, look, man, y'all know what this is about. I said this pre-show. He's at the cliff. His big toes is on tiptoe mode. Ready, Dave. He's ready to jump off that cliff.
He's got a pint from his pint house.
All right. After the loss against the Bengals, first off, you didn't even ride with the team back to the crib.
No, he wanted to go parlay.
He's like, you know what?
I need a pint.
I'm finna go see my family, spend time with the grandkids. I'll catch up with y'all, you know what I'm saying? No practice, whatever, the next day. Did he go to the crib? No, he did not go to the crib. He went to one of his restaurants in Ohio to get slizzard for somebody's birthday. And you see, it's actually 2 videos that surfaced, Dave.
Okay.
The second video is showing, the little young tenderoni, the little Preve, dancing up on here, dancing up on Urban, and Urban proceeded to check.
I got a joke there in the show.
Proceeded to check to see if the backside is okay. All while you see his wife tweeting, "Hey, I'm here with the grandkids." Hashtagging he deserved a night off. With that video servicing, Dave, now you get to the point where you got to address your team, right? He didn't address his team at first. You talked to everybody one by one. But now, finally, you did address the team on Wednesday, which is
all
today.
53 of them? Wait a minute. You did one-on-ones with all 53?
What else
he did one-on-ones. What's that, Don?
I said, what else he had to do? He had nothing else to do.
Okay, wait a minute. So when you play on Thursday, you good for the weekend. Don't you come back? It's just Monday meetings and injury stuff?
He cut that out. He said nothing for Monday.
Okay, so he got
nothing for Monday.
And so Monday. he had one-on-ones too, all 53? And the practice squad?
Yeah, said he was talking to players separately, talking and texting to them. Didn't even want to address the team. He finally addressed the team today. I mean, even one player said, Dave, right when he left everyone after the meeting, everyone started dying laughing. And he also knew that as well. Because they're looking like this guy is pretty much a joke coming into Jacksonville. With you can't use that college crap against these kids that's 23 years older and up, okay? This ain't college. You can't come in here and just try to recruit and run things. This ain't the college thing, man. And so with Urban Meyer, even with him, with the troubles and stuff that he had, getting assistant coaches or getting coordinators that has trouble with racism and domestic violence. I mean, even, towards a coach with, his health issues that he's been having that me and Dom always bitching. I mean, it seems like it's too much of a mess, man. Even with the owner even coming out and calling out Urban Meyer for his mess. Urban Meyer calling himself out on his back, calling himself stupid. Like, you're pretty much you ready to get fired, bro. I still want you to quit because I still think that you're just going to quit and go somewhere already. Even with the USC situation 2 weeks in when the coach is already gone, people are already thinking about that. Even to the fact of, like, you had Cowboys fans like, hey, man, why we ain't interview Urban Meyer for the head coach position? This is the damn reason, okay? This is the reason why we didn't interview Urban Meyer. Because of stuff
because he gonna be up in Gillies downtown.
He gonna be in Deep Ellum.
He gonna be in Deep Ellum it's ridiculous. Oh
yeah, man.
Whoa. Eskimo brothers?
Oh, there is a picture.
Yes.
I retweeted this morning, Dave.
Oh,
go to my timeline. You see Ed and Urban with the same chick and split pictures.
She
go
got
to my Twitter
sick,
timeline. You will see that.
She's a sick young woman.
Nah, she got a thing for coaches. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, wear that whistle when you in the mix, baby. Wait a minute. Okay, Urban. First off, this was 2 jobs ago when your family had you write these things down about what you were gonna do to like deal with your health and your stress, you know, on the next job. He went to Ohio State, had a great record there, only lost 9 times. You know, he had the situation with his wide receivers coach and just the whole stress of coaching. He left. But he jumped right back into the Sharks pit to coach pros. And then the story goes that he lost it after losing a preseason game.
Yeah.
And even the smartest people I knew said, okay, Urban is understanding that he's going to get to this level and he's going to understand that you don't have your pick of the litter. You don't have, you know, you can't just beat up on Tulane. Ain't no Tulanes in the NFL because you're coaching Tulane at this. You are Tulane at this time. And he cannot handle it. And BMO, my point, I think he ain't gonna make it through the year now. You get all praises due for your prediction, okay? But the whole Shad Khan thing about what he expects and doesn't expect and accepts, and what he doesn't accept, who hired his ass? You or the son? Y'all co-signed this. I'm assuming you did your due diligence. Y'all should have saw this coming. Okay, and cut bait. Okay, you got a young team. We just went through the roster. They only got 6 players aged 30 and up. Okay, you should have got a young coach to handle a young team. Look at Hendo's Chargers. Okay,
yes, sir.
They wouldn't got the young fella, Brandon Staley, and he seems to be able to provide a steady hand. Urban Meyer's not built for this, man. He's not built for the pro leagues. And as you said about talking to the coaches, hey, man. This ain't no 1-year scholarship at the coach's renewal. Okay. You can yell at Josh Allen all you want. You can yell at Miles Jack all you want, but guarantee you, bro, they will be here longer than your ass will. Okay. So the fact that you have 0 credibility with your organization right now, because you was out here wilding and losing. If they're 2-2, I don't care what him and the PYT is doing. Okay. But they're 0-4. And again, the second longest losing streak in NFL history. You can't afford to do that, bro. It's a wrap. I don't know when their bye week is, Darby, but I'm assuming the bye week is where something's going to get done.
Yeah, he's hurt Khan's feeling. And, you know, the Khan family, they don't play that. They done some great things in the wrestling world, but, it's going to get ugly for Urban. And look, this is another plausible thing to where he can say, I need to step away from football again. Think about that. Now he has an excuse.
But he did that. And why? Okay, my question is, why can't he stay away? Is this a situation where this is the only arena in life where you find self-worth, where you find a self-identity? You just can't be Urban Meyer, former college football coach. You have to be a coach in the present. He got to recognize, man, he not built for that. The ticker, the heart is not built for that, because we can't be having him having a moment on. You remember that Ohio State situation where he was coaching in the game and he just got literally brought to his knees?
Yeah.
He's miserable at home. This sounds like a miserable guy at home situation. I'm just gonna be real.
And to follow with that, Dave, him dropping to his knees in Ohio State, and now you're coaching an NFL football team with, you know what I'm saying, older players who are millionaires, and you talking to them like they're little kids like that, that makes more money than your ass. There is no way with you dropping to your knees like that, and then you're not addressing your players the next day, didn't even ride back on the team playing with them. Brian Barter brought this up. The only way that Jimmy did not ride back with the team is if him and Jerry was riding back together, figuring out, hey, why the hell did we lose this game? Other than that, he's on the team playing.
Cool. Very good, man.
Lord have mercy. All right. My non-sports story, Dave, which we did, kind of talk about earlier this afternoon. Eating. being hungry, and then you getting petty and not even finishing the job was the most, ridiculous thing that I ever heard. So it has been revealed that, first of all, Dave, this wasn't a professional photographer. He is actually a dog groomer.
Yes.
He takes a tons of pictures of dogs. His friend asked him to take pictures of his wedding for $250 because he was on a tight budget and couldn't afford a photographer. Photographer agreed. He was scheduled to start at 11:30 this morning and work till 7 p.m. Took pictures and videos of the ceremony and also roamed around with the bride as she individually met some guests and took pictures of them. About 5 p.m., everyone started eating, and the photographer asked if he could too. That's when the groom told him, "Nah, son, ain't no breaks, bitch. You gotta continue taking these pictures, fam. You better keep on clicking, or unless your ass is not gonna get this $250." So the angry dog photographer got annoyed and deleted all the pictures to every picture of the wedding to teach a groom a lesson. And he ended it with, "I deleted all the photos I took off in front of him and took off saying I'm not his photographer anymore. If I was to be paid $250, honestly, at that point, I would have paid $250 just for a glass of cold water and somewhere to sit for 5 minutes." Dave, what was in the contract? And plus, how do you think that you would feel if you're in a situation like that when you're asked to do a job? And basically, if you're asked to do a job, if you ain't got no food or anything like that, do you bring a sack lunch with you, just preparing for the worst?
No, you don't bring a sack lunch because you're under the expectation that as part of the wedding crew, the wedding employees, that you will have access to food at a certain time. Once the dude said, "I'm a dog groomer and I just happen to take some pictures and can crop them and edit them and post them on Instagram," that does not make you a photographer. Okay. So we got some issues with expectations here. Also, hey man, that's why people say you don't do business with your friends or your family, because he thought that the $250 was going to get him everything he wanted. Okay. So he didn't read no contract. There was no contract. Okay. And the fact that he had to watch everybody else eat while the groom kept saying, no, more snappy, more shooty, no eaty. Okay. Should have told you everything you knew right there. And now I read that the groom has to tell everybody else or is getting inundated with questions from everybody else about, "Yo, man, where the photos at?" The photographer also allegedly deleted the pictures in front of the groom. He let him know off the top, "No, son, ain't no pictures, bro." Okay, so I'm team photographer in this case. Once again, kids, when you're doing business like this, be thorough. Know the questions that you want to know and understand what you want. And also, let's recognize that what $250 gets you.
Well, yeah. And the second thing is, once again, no contract. You should know better. You got to have a contract. If I'm going to be somewhere all day and I'm working, I got to know that I'm taking a break. I never heard of a job I'm working 8 hours. There's no break involved. So shame on him, because actually in the wedding world, you don't eat food. You don't. You're not required to eat food because you're paid for a service. You're not paid as a employee. You're paid for your service of being there to shoot photos during that time frame. Now, shame on him for saying, "Hey, bro, if I'm going to be there all day, can I at least get a meal?" That's the first thing I would have thought of. Like, hey, I'm going to be there 8 hours. I need to figure some stuff out. Or have a smoothie on the side or something. Like,
That's a damn good point.
So I think at the end of the day, this is one of those situations where, you too cheap. And I think, honestly, he could have found somebody on OfferUp or somebody on the streets on Facebook or somewhere that he could have paid $200 for, and they would have came and shot some photos for him. Like some intern somewhere, some young kid that could do it. So yeah, shame on him. I would have had a backup plan, because you're requiring your friends to do that. That's a little weird as well. But yeah, shame on the photographer, because you got to know your limits. 8 hours, bro. First off, I've never heard that happening for a wedding. 8 hours for a wedding? That sounds great.
Well, he also talked about, excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, but he also talked about he did some pre-gaming with the bride.
Oh, no, see, yeah.
He followed the bride around and took some pictures during her get ready time as well. So that might have been part of the 8 hours.
Well, he's a dummy there.
No, so, that's all on him.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one, Moden. I like that. So y'all want to go in with y'all want to do the baseball and do the hot takes, or y'all want to take a quick break and come back?
Let's take a quick break. Let's run through baseball real quick, recap and preview, and then we can end with hot takes.
All right. We'll be back, y'all.
You know, a little bit more on Ryan Brazier and how much Alex Cora relied on him down the stretch. He actually pitched him on 4 straight days through the final weekend of the season. Slider, his favorite weapon. Stanton hits one to the monster again, and that one's off the top of the wall. Judge streaking around third. The throw to the plate is in time to get him. Perfect execution by the Red Sox.
Okay, we are back. Mo Sports Talk live from StreamYard.com. Dom, Chris, BMO, DA in the building. Red Sox eliminate the Yankees 6-1 in the AL wild card. And the highlight you just saw, it almost encapsulates the entire 2021 baseball season, because this season was riddled with horrible base running. It's almost like when we first got to 2K on PlayStation or Xbox, and you had to figure out how to run the damn bases with the stick or the D-pad. It's like we just forgot how to do it. First off, who's running on Hunter Renfroe? If you checked your little, you know how they be having a little card in the hat to give you a little stat? If you check the stat, they would have told you that Hunter Renfroe had the second most outfield assists, okay, in baseball. Okay, so listen, if one thing Alex Cora teaches his team and drives home to his team, it is catching the ball and throwing the ball. So that was an easy thing. Congrats to the Red Sox. Okay, they will get my Tampa Bay Rays in the ALDS. But for my discussion so far, it's about these New York Yankees. All right. Aaron Boone's asinine comments about the league is caught up to the Yanks aside, they're just an average team. Okay. And when they were great, and we're talking about mid-90s till about 2009, up the middle was their strength. It was Posada, Jeter, Bernie Williams. And if you read any postseason, what can the Yankees do to improve articles, everything about them is up the middle. What are you going to do about Sanchez? Who's the second baseman? Who's the shortstop? Will Aaron Hicks return to play center field? So while the rest of the league is keeping up with the Yanks, if you just look at it, the Yanks are just, for honest opinion, they're just a run-of-the-mill 90-win team. They've got a great frontline pitcher in Cole. He was not great last night and really has not been great since August. Okay. They've got power, Judge and Stanton, but they don't have station to station hitting. Okay. So it's a whole boom or bust power cycle with the Yanks. And that's not always going to help you out. They got basically one good pitcher and an okay bullpen. They're just some guys right now that if it didn't say Yankee on the chest, we'd be like, I mean, they're Seattle or they're the Phillies or something like that. Okay. They got a lot of stuff to address in the offseason, but just to think that this is just about the league catching up to them, you're ridiculous, Aaron Boone.
Yeah, the Yankees got a lot of decisions to make. Aaron Boone is one. I think another one is Joey Gallo's situation. Joey didn't perform as what they want him to be. He's due a contract out the next season. It's going to be interesting what the dollars look like on that. This team reeks of their star pitching not showing up when it really counts. Garrett Cole had an abysmal one-game playoff run. A lot of things in the Yankees. Look, they got the talent, right? They got a lot of guys that can hit, power, whatever. But when it really counted, I'm not going to say but we all sort of counted out the Red Sox because they had the COVID scare late in the season, different things happened, and they showed up. You know, so, I'm going to give credit to the Red Sox. But, this Yankee team is stuck. Look, you want to talk about teams not winning championships? How many championships they got in 15 years? One, I believe.
One since 2009, and really one since the Arizona World Series. So one World Series in 19 years for the New York baseball Yankees.
And always the highest payroll in baseball. So yeah, Yankees are the Yankees, but I'm excited for these series coming up. Like I said, the St. Louis Cardinals.
No. We're not gonna do this. Okay, we're not doing this. We got Cards, Dodgers. The wild card foursome made the baseball homers very excited in their pants. We had Dodgers, Cardinals. We had Sox and Yanks last night. The baseball purists is loving this. I know Chris wants a best of three first round series. The Dodgers record exacerbates that point. In a sense, they won 106 games this season, but still could not get into the ALDS because the Giants, the San Francisco baseball Giants, had a wonderful run this year, had a very good baseball team. They win the NL West. But no Max Muncy, no Clayton Kershaw for the Dodgers, but I like their chances tonight with Max Scherzer. My only concern is Max Scherzer, like Garrett Cole, loves to give up the home run. And with Arenado, with Paul Goldschmidt, and my man Harrison Bader, that's going to be a problem. But I still got the Dodgers winning tonight.
Yeah, I think the Dodgers win. Baseball Anarchy would not approve of a Yankees-Dodgers World Series in any fashion, and the Cardinals seem to always show up when we don't want them to show up. But other than that, we'll predict the baseball stuff going forward. But
they got series starting the next week. I mean, who you got? Sox or Stros?
I'm taking the Sox.
Okay, Rays and Sox.
I'm taking the White Sox. I think the Rays. Kevin Cash ruined his thing when he did that in the World Series. That lets me know he's gonna have another situation where he could probably win the series and blow it. I've never seen.
Okay, we've got the Milwaukee Brewers, aka the former Braves, against the current Atlanta Braves. Who you got?
Brewers.
Okay, and you said you got the Dodgers winning tonight, and then Dodgers Giants. Who you got?
Dodgers.
Okay.
The injury is gonna be huge.
I'm in agreement with all of the. Well, no, I'm not in agreement with the American League. I got Stros and Rays, and then I got Dodgers in the ALDS, and I got new Braves against the old Braves.
Sounds like you got an Astros Dodgers World Series.
I need it. I need it for media people to lose their freaking head. All right, very good. Hot takes?
Let me go ahead and begin first.
Yes.
Zach Wilson has 4 total touchdowns this season. Across the pond, he will throw 4 touchdowns against the Atlanta Falcons.
Man,
Darby is elated, probably.
Let's go, Darby. I'm ride with you, man.
The
2
Falcons
games in a row for the Jets.
Oh, the Falcons. Oh, we pick on them so much. Okay, my hot take. I am rooting. With Andrew Wiggins already hurt my feelings. I am rooting. I need Kyrie and my bad Mookie, Jonathan Isaac, to continue with the anarchy and sit out the rest of the season. And I mainly need Kyrie to sit out the rest of the season, or at least miss the Brooklyn portion of the season, so we can drive KD and Harden crazy with post-game questions about where's Kyrie. Okay, this isn't whether you should get vaccinated or not. This isn't your stance on any of that. But you have established the stance, especially you, Kyrie. Stay strong, bro. Don't cave in. Walk away from the $33.8 million you are due this season on principle so you can lead your tribe off the court.
My hot take is the Eagles will win by double digits, led by a touchdown by Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert. Both tight ends will have a receiving touchdown.
Like that.
Nice.
Like that.
Yeah, my hot take is in the boxing world. I'm going to stick with it. I think Deontay Wilder wins, and he's going to have the told you so moment. He's going to resort from being humbled to not being humbled again. And then we're going to be upset because we're going to get a Wilder Fury 4. So that's my hot take. Wilder wins the fight. BMO, you going to close us out?
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dom. Thank you, Hendo. Shout out to StreamYard.com for always holding it down for us. Check out our website also as well, mosportstalk.com. Hendo, what you got for me? I already got my
Hey, that's Michael Robinson.
ready.
So, no, that's Deontay.
No, that's Michael Robinson. I'm talking about behind me.
Yeah, that's Mike.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, funny story, bro. So, y'all got to hear this. Hear me out on this.
Nope.
Oh,
so
shit.
This is in the HEB area, right? Allegedly, there's been a string of run of guys faking to get dick pills, like prescribed dick pills, like the Viagra.
John Jones.
So
no, the cheap ones. The cheap ones.
So they
the Rhino
they've been using fake names and having fake like information at the CVS, Walgreens, etc. throughout the DFW. Well, long story short, it's a group of people. It's a group of guys. Y'all want to guess what the name of the group is?
The Long Meat Zeeks.
BMO, you got a name?
Extension programs.
Dom, you got a name?
Hard pressed.
Guess what the name of the group is? Hard Time Hustling.
The following is a presentation of EA Sports.